Well, hello, welcome to I Love Gay today. And we're back in our own neighborhood. We're here in Lehigh Valley, and we're here with Gary Gaugler. How are you, Gary?
Good. How are you, Matt?
I love how we connected through the through your husband, Stephen Libby, who runs the Gay Journal magazine here. And we had him on the show not too long ago as well.
Yes, yeah. He was very happy to be on. Steve has the Gay Journal, as you said, and he's
Yeah.
the editor of that. And it was very nice of you to invite me as well.
Well, you have a whole different way of expressing yourself. You've got this this fictional series that you've written. Am I saying it right when I say Eliantar?
Eliantar, yes.
Eliantar. And yeah, tell us a little bit about all that.
So I've played video games my whole life, and I've been into. I've never gotten into Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that, but I'm very interested in fantasy fiction type of projects, and so playing video games for years and reading different books, I decided that I just never felt like there was a niche for gay people. And so, not intentionally, I just started writing a book one day that featured gay male leads and strong lesbian characters, and this world is predominantly homosexual, and it just felt I was so tired of hearing about the trauma, I guess, of being gay, and I didn't want to write about that. I didn't want to write about a coming out character. I wanted it to be he or she was already strong from the beginning, and then tell the story from there.
Yeah. Well, when you first wrote it, how did you get it out there? How did you
So I really just I did it in my spare time, just for fun. I had no ulterior motives. It was just kind of a side hobby. While I'm not much for TV really, and while my husband would watch TV, I'd get on the laptop and I'd start writing. And before I knew it, I had this book that I passed along to friends and family, and so many would come back and say, "Well, you have to do something with this. You have 350 pages. This can't just be passed around." And so I went the publishing route, and
yeah.
now it's a book, and now it's 3 books, and now we're about halfway through the 4th book.
Wow. So yeah. So you found a publisher. You found somebody that was able to help you get it
I,
started.
I self-published through Amazon.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's good
Mhm.
for folks to know, because not everybody always knows like the options that they have available to them. But Amazon
Amazon
can
is
help you.
very easy and very friendly and very good to work with. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you touched on it earlier, but I was going to ask you what your inspirations were, because it was I felt like I was touching on a bit of Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings, and all things in between.
I definitely video games growing up that I used to play. I once I started writing, I went out of my way to avoid the tropes that I was writing about. Everybody would ask about Game of Thrones, and I went out of my way to never watch it because I never wanted to be accused of borrowing things.
Yeah.
I finally watched it about a year ago, probably when COVID first hit,
Yeah.
and was very fortunate to find that we don't overlap at all.
Did you
So
like it?
for the most part, yes, it went out with a whimper, but yes, I liked it.
That's true. That's true.
I feel like somebody just said nah at the end, but
Yeah.
it was good. I enjoyed it.
I got yelled at because at first I was a little tepid with it, and I said, "Well, it doesn't feel very historically accurate." And I was yelled
No,
at as like it wasn't never meant to be. I
no,
didn't mean it exactly like that, but anyway, it turned out. Yeah, I had to open my
no,
mind.
it was yeah, and when they build up a character to be a protagonist, and then suddenly she becomes just insane because no other reason than that she's a woman. It just felt weak writing to me, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's because you're one author to another. So
right.
No, but you get out there. I know you've been out with the book a bit, and you've taken it to like New Hope and different places for book signings and I'm assuming like local pride festivals and so forth.
Yes, yeah, I get it out to really local. I go to New Hope. I've been to Philly Gay Pride, the Lehigh Valley Gay Pride, of course,
Yeah.
and the response is really good. People seem to be interested, and I've gotten nothing but good feedback. Honestly, it's overwhelming.
I'm always a big fan of that. It's totally different, but even for our own company and
I'm
website.
sorry, I have a guest with me today.
He or she really wants to make sure that he's included.
She's very concerned.
And she likes attention.
Yep.
No, I knew that early on, and even in starting a website back in the 90s, and it was a big deal for us. We'd be out at pride festivals, and it was more that feedback, like you can, when you're behind a computer, whether you're writing or creating a website, you kind of get lost in your own little world, and you try to be open to what people are saying, but you don't really hear it that much. But I noticed that once we got in the real world with our virtual product, it changed everything in terms of how we were able to adapt and grow.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I enjoyed that, but also be fun. Things are going to. I noticed things are starting to open up slowly here and all around us, and so it'll just be one of those things that hopefully we'll be able to have a chance to connect in the real world again and be at pride festivals or even join for brunch.
It makes such a difference. There's a lot to be said for, being closed in, and there's a lot to be said for getting back out there. Yes.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna make sure I have links to all your stuff here in the YouTube version of this, especially, and so people can find you and find your website and all that.
Mhm.
But look forward to checking out and seeing what I'm sure your fans are as well for the fourth one coming out.
Sounds good. Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
All right. Thank you, Mac.
Take care.
So good.